Thank you, James, Chris, and Sharky. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the main event of Tetris World Championships 2025. Let's get the introductions going. Our finalists are, first, the reigning, defending, undisputed champion. He is your tribal chief. And once again, I'm going to ask all of you to rise up. Stand up on your feet. Throw the ones in the air to acknowledge him. It is Alex T. Champ's opponent, going through all the toughest players in the bracket, making the way to the championship final. It is absolutely for the all-time. It's the
I think it was just nice to let the audience cheering speak for itself. You know, everybody here is so excited and ready to go. And you can see right here, 21 years old for me and 16 years old for Alex T.
I thought only old men played this game.
And that's the beauty of Tetris, right? This is a timeless game. As I said yesterday, I love the fact that Hank Rogers' book is called The Perfect Game. I have been saying this for years. I really do think Tetris is the perfect game. Honestly, everybody can play it. Like, you don't have to give anybody any instructions, and as soon as they put a piece in the wrong place, they can kind of tell. Like, they're just like, whoops, that doesn't feel right. And like, the entire game just works, you know, and it requires no rule explaining. All it does is just get faster, and that's it. It is basically art form personified in video games.
Yeah, that's timeless, and the fact that we're playing such an old version, an early version of it in, you know, historical terms, it shows that it endures, and seeing new generations of players getting to this level of competition and pushing the bar far beyond we could ever imagine year after year is just electrifying, and I don't know where we're going to go next, but I can't wait to see.
This is going to be phenomenal. I personally can't wait because, you know, both of these players are coming in with possibly the biggest momentum boost. They both swept their semi-finalist opponents.
Yeah.
And then especially, you know, the fashion that it was done, Alex T with, you know, dominant performances, and then me enduring the eyeball crowd.
I mean, again, it almost doesn't make sense that the quality of players that we have here, that both of the semifinals ended up in 3-0s, but even at the same time, like, those 3-0s were so impressive, and it never felt one-sided. I mean, yeah, sure, I mean, obviously Alex T, just like, what do you do, right? But at the same time,
you know, I hope Kingston, in the interview with Alex, win or lose, I hope he asks, what are you aiming for, Alex? Because whatever height that is, I want to know, because that's going to inspire me in life in general. There's some magic there that Alex has right now to be able to get those kinds of scores and shoot past the moon and then end up on Mars somehow.
I want to move back.
I just love seeing that, you know, they're here in grand finals, right? It's a lot on the line, and they're both just having so much fun.
That's one of those, it's another one of those years where we're going to remember it because the competitors were having fun and giving us an unforgettable performance and party here at CTWC 2025.
Yeah, even just now they were memeing. There's that one SpongeBob episode where, you know, Squidward has this talent show, and, you know, they didn't like understand something, they would say boo. But then whenever SpongeBob would come out, they'd go like, yay, me and Alex T were just doing that. And as soon as I caught on, I'm like, oh, I know that reference.
I understood that reference. I was saying boo earns.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
Almost situated.
But again, what a great weekend this has been. So much Tetris action. We also had, the TGM4 tournament earlier and, the silver and the bronze brackets. It's been such a great weekend. We're here at the grand finals. So let's throw it once more to Kingsmen.
Thanks again, James, Chris, and Sharky. Before we get started, we have a very special guest that will join us to do the official countdown for our finals match. So let me get them introduced here. First off, we're going to bring up our very special friend all the way from Japan that have been doing commentary over on CT3 in Japanese all day long. Please welcome back Sight, Green Tea, and Korea. We have again a very special guest of honor. It is my privilege to once again introduce, he's been here all weekend, he's been enjoying every single night of Tetris, the founder of the Tetris company, Mr. Hank Rogers. Hank, would you like to say a few words to our finalists before we get started?
Oh my God. What can I say? This is amazing, an amazing moment for me. I've been in love with Tetris for, gosh, how many years? 88, since the beginning of 88. I invented single, double, triple Tetris. That was my contribution to Tetris. So whenever I hear everybody in the crowd yelling, Tetris! That is just like melts me in my heart. That's really, so thank you very much for being such great fans and thank you for being such a great player. So thank you.
Thank you, Hank, for your company as well. Always doing such great things with us. I have our Japanese friends. They would like to count down in Japanese. Would you like to join them? Sure. Absolutely. Folks, it's time for the main event. Let's get it counted down. Everyone come close to me. Come close to me. Let's do it. Let's get a nice round circle. Are we ready? Nice big.
Versus Alex Thach.
And I remember the year that Alexei Pajitnov also showed up here and was also surprised by all the stuff that was going on. So it's just great to see all of this here. So, by the way, the Matcherino is now at $20,000. $2,222 donation and 94 cents. Wow, thank you, shall be satisfied. Appreciate it very, very much. All right, and again, this is the grand finals here. Alex T. Meme playing on one of the oldest versions of Tetris in existence here. That is, of course, NES Tetris here.
Yes, it is a best of 5. These players have to win 3 games in order to take home that golden TV trophy.
And some of the developing, meta over the years, our rule sets have changed somewhat, but the thing that remains constant is the players try to earn 4 line clears in a row. What you just saw there, boom, Tetris or meme, it scores several times the amount of points that any other line clear will. So setting up a stack, usually having a well on the right like you see there with Meme's board now, and then waiting for that long bar, and then dropping it down in there, getting the 4 line clears and a Tetris. if you do that successfully, then you definitely will outscore your opponent if they're not doing that.
Right. And important to note too, if a lot of people who are watching this are familiar with modern Tetrises, you know, there's going to be a lot of like T-spins and back-to-backs and such. NES Tetris, this is as pure as you can get. You just get Tetrises, and that is the best way to score.
And the other difference between this and modern Tetris is that the drop behavior is much more strict. Once a piece locks down, that's it. You can't move it or flip it anymore. And it's deceivingly difficult to maneuver your pieces. Yeah, like something like Thach did there, where there's a spire up in the middle. You actually kind of have to vault the piece over that, otherwise it'll get stuck and it could result in the top out.
Not to mention that because this is NES Tetris, it's not like you're guaranteed a long bar. There is a randomizer, so you'll occasionally see down at the bottom that there will be red flashing numbers that indicates how long it's been since the last eyepiece. And so these players are not only having a fight against, you know, really strict drop behavior, but also the potential of not getting, not just necessarily an eyepiece, but any piece that they're looking for.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about, you know, the other Tetris games like Tetris the Grandmaster. We've been talking about Tetris Effect Connected. And when you play those, you'll also see they have hold pieces, multiple previews. And as you can see here, they've only got one preview piece on the screen at once. And it is one of the reasons why we play this version of Tetris in particular here, because it is considered kind of like the hardest Tetris out there.
Yeah, the Dark Souls of Tetris.
It's very unforgiving, and the players who have a lot of skill on this game have had to endure all those sort of like challenges and overcome them and still enjoy playing the game. Sometimes you try to make a game too forgiving and then the challenge isn't there anymore, but this is definitely one of the harder versions of Tetris to get into for sure.
But you know what the crazy thing about it is? These two players up here are making it look so easy.
Kind of like the reminder, you know.
Yeah, and trust me, it is not as easy as they are making it look. It's taking a lot of skill, a lot of practice, a lot of strategizing, and a lot of experience to get to this level.
And especially, you know, this is just one speed of the game that they play on. Once we reach that 130 line mark, then we increase the speed as we go to level 19. And it will be that same speed up until level 28 before we increase it again at level 29. And then again for a final time at level 39, which we dub as the super kill screen.
Originally, when we first competed on this, we didn't have the super kill screen. We just had the one that happened naturally at level 29. But players are able to develop a hand technique to input left and right on the D-pad so fast that you could maneuver the pieces left and right, and no longer became a true kill screen. So increasing the speed again at 39 sort of extended the design intent that the developers had and end the game, so we don't have the game going on forever. For 1 year, we did have, without the super kill screen, players were using the rolling technique. That's a technique where you use your fingers on the back of the controller to get those inputs super fast. And now you see at level 19 that meme just passed, the speed has increased. Tetrises are worth a little bit more, and it will remain this speed until level 29.
And right now, Alex D is going to also transition. So 600,000 to 608 meme currently in the real-time lead, but Alex D is almost a level behind. And down at the bottom, you'll also see James Shin's favorite statistics and Tetris rate as well.
Yeah.
Would you like to explain that for us?
It's just basically how many of your lines that you have, you know, gotten rid of, burned, essentially, were in Tetrises, and is the clearest indication of who is in the lead in the match is the Tetris rate.
Slight mischief by Alex. Now he's going to burn that off. And when players have to burn, they lose what we call pace, or they lose efficiency. And you want to make every line clear that you can in Tetris to maximize that score and have the best efficiency. And the Tetris, the TRT that you see down there that James was just talking about, that is a reflection of that Tetris rate.
And one of the little interesting tidbits about the players here, Alex T's very first ever competitive match was against Meme in 2020 in CT Brawl with a loss. And so Alex T right here is trying to maybe get a little bit of revenge here.
Isn't that just an amazing? Oh, this drop over there. be looking for an eyepiece, and fortunately comes a little bit too late.
Okay, doing some more burns over there, and actually gonna be able to tuck that J piece in there. Beautifully done by Meme. And interestingly enough, I mean, you can see at the bottom of the screen there, seed 1 and 2, we had the qualifying rounds where you were just trying to get max outs, which is basically get 1,000,000 points. And person with the most max outs gets seed the highest. And so Alex T and Meme were actually seeded 1 and 2. And the only other times that we've actually ever had seed 1 and 2 go up against each other, it's only happened 4 times in 2010, 2013, 2019, and 2022. But outside of that, it's never actually been seed 1 and 2 going up against each other.
Well, I would say, you know, we've been doing this 16 years. That's not a bad percentage. I mean, that means the calls are actually doing their job and predicting pretty well. If that's happened maybe a third of the time.
There's another Tetris for me and Tetris for Alex.
Max out for Meme.
We are getting closer to that second speed increase, level 29 speed.
Yeah.
And you'll get a chance to really see just how phenomenal and how intense it gets as players have to play a speed even faster than this.
Yeah, only made viable usually by the rolling technique to be able to move the pieces fast enough to even deal with it.
Okay, things look interesting. He only has 1 line left to burn. And
Holding out
goes
that
to the
long
top.
bar.
Yeah,
Needs this
where's the long bar? No, there it is. Okay.
Good birds. As you can see, the speed has increased. Me trying to stay alive, holding up with the long bar, but we're running into a drought as indicated on the bottom left. And still waiting for the eyepiece. And it's nowhere to be found. This drought is massive over.
And yeah, Alex has a
Beautiful burning. Look at this.
both players.
And burned all the way back down at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, maintaining a lead now.
It's okay. It's okay.
Not quite a Tetris, but I mean, a lead nonetheless.
There it is, another Tetris for me.
And keep in mind too, the speed that we're seeing here was previously thought to be unlivable. This was called the kill screen originally, but the technique, as you mentioned, is called rolling. Changed the way this game was played forever.
Oh, wow. Just back and forth Tetrises between these
Both
two.
players are just playing so well right now,
And they have
staying clean and banging down Tetrises at this speed.
to because the opponent is just pushing them so much. You cannot try to take it easy. You have to go for
Wow,
the Tetris.
aggressive by Alex.
Another Tetris for another Tetris for Alex.
And Meme with another Tetris. Frame perfect tuck there by Meme.
Alex T still holding on to just under a Tetris lead now. Good.
Set up for another.
Look at the aggressive placements over there to the left. Having to bring the stack down. Beam. And that's going to be a touch. Alex T
Takes the first round. What a ride.
It's interesting too. In the history of this matchup here, Meme is actually ahead 5-3. However, the most recent, which you guys talked about, was at the CT League, right? And Alex won that one 3-0. And so he's coming off of a 3-0 victory against Meme, and he's trying to carry it here. And if he can win the next 2 games, he will have a completely flawless game, no losses in any games, 3-0, all of his opponents.
So dominant. I don't think we've seen, maybe the last time we've seen such a dominant performance was back in the Jonas Neubauer days.
Everyone make some noise for game 2. All right, let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Beautiful things about this community here. Everybody, it's like a family over here, and we've got a lot of inside jokes here too.
Yeah, it's traditions and it's culture. You know, it's something that kind of happens organically on its own, and you just gotta love it. And every time new people come in, they learn, you know, these traditions and cultures that we have, and things like the Bruco chant after the countdown. It's just so much fun.
And honestly, one of the, I think, most important culture things in this community, you mentioned Jonas Neubauer. just now, 7-time champion, winning 7 out of 8 of the first years, only defeat to Harry Hong 1 year. And unfortunately passed away a few years ago unexpectedly. So again, we all miss Jonas, and he was the greatest ambassador for this game to exist. So again, we all miss Jonas Neubauer.
And Jonas, set the standard for conduct and sportsmanship. Taught other players how to become better at the game despite being basically unbeatable for so many years. And a lot of that has carried us forward. And people will say that we're the least toxic competitive community there is, and a lot of that has to do with Jonas leading by example.
Has really shown just unique and creative stacking, and that's what helped brought her to this point.
Yeah, I saw some. Here you are, with stacking some. It looks like a mess, but Meme knows what pieces to put just to solve it and to turn it into
something workable.
Yeah, like that spin.
Right. The hardest part is that it is an RNG still. The pieces are coming at random, and a lot of times there are not good places to put certain pieces. So the RNG can definitely still hurt you pretty badly here. But again, these are pros here. They've been doing this for a long time. They know how to handle these pieces better than just about anybody else.
And now, the Tetrises are raining down.
Alex T just under a 1 Tetris lead. And you'll occasionally see a lot of last-second movements done, and generally these adjustments are done to help increase efficiency, even if it's only by a line, because there have been moments in this tournament that have been won by literal hundreds of points.
Yeah.
And so if you can increase your efficiency, even if it's just 1 line, well, that could be the difference between you winning that game and you losing. Of course, there's other things, but it's just always something to keep in mind.
Oh, really smart delayed burn going on there from Alex.
Oh, nice, and just cleared the well in time for a boom Tetris for Alex T.
Definitely part of the plan.
Meme has had a relatively clear board, and that's why you see her ahead. Again, the Tetris rates are a good indicator of that, and Meme does have a slightly higher Tetris rate. However, you saw it flashing red there. It was telling you how long it's been since the last eyepiece. Eyepiece obviously the most important because that's the only way you can get a Tetris.
Right.
And now we're separated by 2 singles, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, scores are neck and neck.
There we go. Boom, Tetris for Meme with a 62% rate. And
Alex, back and forth they go.
yeah, 60% rate for Alex T. I'm sorry, 60% and a 64 for Meme. And again, that's why Meme has just a little bit above a 1.5 Tetris lead.
Alex T committing to this overhang known as the bits and is able to execute it. Generally done to avoid burning. It can be risky if you don't get the eyepiece.
Yeah.
If you do get it, no burn lines permitted to get Tetris ready.
And also can result in clean back.
And now Meme firing back with her own bits.
Say that to me any day tomorrow.
2 quick Tetrises for Meme. As we are closing in on the level 19 transition again.
Meme just needs the right piece to slide in there. Yeah, you see. But unfortunately, these S pieces are not working out the way that she would like. But look how well she's handling that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, setting up.
It's almost like there was no bad.
Used, right.
It's almost like there was no bad pieces at all.
And then fill it in later. And then set up tucks like that.
Still waiting on, that is a lot of Z's there. RG getting sleepy with this one.
I mean, she was napping before the match started, right?
We are closing in on level 19 though. Players can afford 2 Tetrises. Yeah, that's assuming the long bar does come because The drought counter down below is ticking again.
Yeah, the players definitely would prefer to be lower to the ground when transition comes, because when speed shift changes, sometimes mistakes can happen.
Oh, just like that. Meme actually got a little bit of a misdrop right there, but trying to clear up. Again, still not fast enough to cause them any sort of inability to survive here.
So yeah, Meme was able to do that efficiently.
Oh, not even going for the triple there. Actually just, straight, look at that. Meme could have dropped that eyepiece on the side, got a triple, and set herself up for those row 1 Tetrises, but no, she made sure that she got the full clean, and it pays off.
Yeah, 2 quick Tetrises right there as well. Alex T actually going conservative, and that caused him not to use that first long bar. Fortunately, his second one was next, but now less than 2,000 points separate us here in game 2.
Neck and neck. Here we go.
Yeah, this is about as close as you can get at this point. You see that every time they swap Tetrises over here, the point differential is very low. However, Meme is just a little bit ahead in lines. Actually, not anymore. They're tied here. So now we see that kind of in the truly fashion.
Tuck there. It's not terribly dangerous, but it's going to just cause a further decrease in efficiency. And Alex T is almost primed and Tetris ready.
Yeah,
And Meme's stacking up high.
the pieces that Meme's been getting have not been good.
These players do play on the same piece sets. It's just that sometimes pieces for one player is better than it is for the other. What a down stack over there for me, keeping this game alive as Alex T now takes a 60,000 point lead.
Very Tetris for Alex. Just a super clean game here.
Definitely very important. Yes, the players are getting the exact same pieces, so there is no excuse.
Yeah, right now, I think, Alex has more momentum right now in this moment in competition than we've ever seen from anyone.
Yeah, he's been playing so strong.
And he's playing so smart. We normally know Alex T as super aggressive and sometimes follows the player, but this tournament he's just been solid.
Look at that. Oh, left well, one off the ground, and there wasn't even the burn to lead to that. That was created.
Another Tetris over there for Alex T. Still holding on to this 60,000 point lead and has crossed that million point threshold. We do have a max for Alex T, and Meme is 1 Tetris away from a max of her own.
And yeah, level 29 just around the corner.
There's the max for Meme, another Tetris for Alex T. Just such clean play here.
Yeah, this is a showcase of piece placement, creative stalls, and management.
Yeah, and Alex is playing pretty aggressive. There's been a lot of times he could have taken the safe route here, but just always chasing after these Tetrises. You can see Meme has already transitioned to the super kill screen.
And you can see right there the rolling technique being showcased and how necessary it is to get these pieces on this speed. Speaking of,
Sorry, I also
Normal kill screen.
this is the normal kill
I made that
Yeah.
the other day too. The fact that they can survive makes it feel super.
Right. This is used to be the kill screen, called the thrill screen now sometimes.
Yeah.
what a thrilling way to take out over there for Meme. Staying alive here in game number 2. And it's almost set for a
Yeah, and the hard part is she's behind in score, but also Alex T is behind by 10 lines, which means if he caught up, the lead would be even bigger.
Yeah, Tetris. Boom, Tetris.
Meme looking for this long bar. Needs it. Able to get it over. Does Tetris now has burning in that left side is in danger, but a triple is going to help out tremendously.
That's another eyepiece. Actually going to abandon that chase. Oh, that is, wow.
Yeah, great burns. Now Alex T with a couple of misdrops. Would love the eyepiece. Okay, that's the triple. Brings it down.
Might want to start hanging up.
There we go. Back to a neutral board for Meme.
We're separated by less than a Tetris at this point. Oh, look at this. Both players are picking.
Clutch placement for both.
Separated us in.
Impossible.
Such a close game.
And Meme takes the lead with that Tetris. But Alex T is setting up for a stairwell.
She is ahead by 10 lines here, but level 39 is the super kill screen. survive.
There's another Tetris for me, and Alex T is set up. And there's a big
Okay.
That's gonna be
Now,
scoring for me. The chase down.
not that far behind. Only
One more
70,000.
Tetris to do it.
one more Tetris can do it, and he does have lines to work with. He's trying to burn, trying to stay
Play
alive.
safe.
The wall is open.
We almost got a Tetris on the super kill screen, but again, what an amazing play from both of these players here. Alex T. Are you not entertained, everybody out there? Make some noise for these players here. And I'm getting word here that it has happened in the past before that a perfect run was spoiled by a reverse 3-0. So being down 0-2, they came back and won 3 games in a row. It has happened.
If I'm not mistaken, that was in 2023 when Fractal won, right? Because remember, Fractal swept me, swept Andy, swept Dog, and went down 2-0 up against Sidney, losing his first game of the tournament, and then reverse sweeped. So this is unprecedented territory that we have here with Alex T.
Yeah, but we're feeling it coming in, and whatever the outcome
Alrighty,
comes up.
so everyone make some noise. This could be the last one.
be
We
it.
could have more, but make some noise like it is the last. Ready? Let's go ahead and count them down. In 3, 2, 1.
That's right.
That's what we want to hear the crowd really into it here.
I want to hear from everybody who wants Alex T to win this one. Make some noise! But if you want more Tetris and want me to take this game, make some noise!
People want more Tetris than they can handle, but we'll see what happens. It's all in the hands of Meme and Alex right now. Here we go.
Right now, everything is pretty calm. The cases have actually been more favorable in this game than a lot of previous games. Yeah. I mean, currently 4 Tetrises straight without any burns. Alex D has taken a few just to get Tetris ready. And very ambitious setup by Meme.
Now, apparently we have had a situation where someone has won without losing a single game, but that hasn't happened since we've expanded past 8 players in 2012. So yeah, there was a lot less matches back then. Now, of course, we have expanded all the way to top 48 here for the gold bracket.
And yeah, if there was more time and more manpower, we might be able to expand more, but right now it's kind of at the point where, you know, we've got 3 days to do this
Hold on,
thing.
Meme. A little bit scary.
Yeah.
We are running into a drought.
Okay, not gonna wait for the eyepiece there, just gonna keep trying to burn, but now the eyepieces are coming, of course.
Now an eyepiece is needed.
Boy, here we go.
With double.
Yeah, she's got it. Yeah, she's got it.
Okay.
Good burn.
Yep.
Nice.
Actually,
Go ahead and take the immediate burn there. Meme opens up the well. Covers it up early.
every time she comes
Yo,
up,
dangerous.
Wait, locked in.
you can tell she doesn't want to play too risky.
Wow, that maneuverability getting it all the way to the left.
Nice setup right there.
Where's it? Where's it? Okay, that's gonna work.
There you go.
And there it is.
Beautiful play right there by me.
That was scary. Because, normally you want the eyepiece, but in that case, the eyepiece almost caused me to top out.
Yeah, that was expert survival skills there. And when you're up that high, most people cannot do it.
And it's just so difficult. The real key to that is just don't panic. But that's really hard to do. Oh, a misdrop right there for me. Gonna be doing a little bit of cleaning over here.
Meanwhile, Alex playing pretty much perfectly.
Right, where's this eyepiece? Yeah, Meme is gonna give up trying to wait for that eyepiece here.
Yeah, another drought ensuing.
We've been talking about this, like, it seems this weekend we have gotten so many early droughts.
Not just early droughts, but also droughts at really impactful moments.
And it's not like they've just been happening one with a break between them. Sometimes they happen in succession. And that can just be soul crushing. Because how can you catch up?
Okay, here we go. Finally breaks through that, and boom, Tetris for Meme. Right now, Meme at a 49% Tetris rate, and Alex T this whole time has just been getting Tetrises at a nice steady pace. 73% Tetris rate.
Let's go, Meme! Let's go, Meme! Let's go, Meme!
There's a crowd.
Is it just me or is Alex actually chanting at the same time?
Let's go, Meme! Alex T! Let's go, Meme! Alex T! Let's go, Meme! Alex T!
Another adjustment to try to keep forward.
Alex T! Alex T!
That's an entirely other layer of skill is being able to see what next piece is coming and then adjusting your current piece of play to accommodate it.
And you see right there, Meme is not even gonna bother trying to clean up all the way down to row number 1 because she knows what she has to do to stay in this match against Alex.
Currently, Alex is almost up by 100,000 points. He's closed in on the level 19 transition.
Just for me, that's gonna help.
Yet again.
He's setting up tuck there, and gonna play off of row 1 on row 2 there. Room touches for me.
2 more lines left. Eyes wide open.
Now is Meme gonna just start? No, actually Meme is gonna try to burn down a little bit. Yeah, I was wondering if she was gonna try to keep. Oh, that was great. LJ burst
Yeah,
actually.
left well, boom, touches for me. And for people new to this, we usually set the well up on the right because it requires less movement to get pieces over to the right than to the left.
But again, you can see the kind of pressure that Alex T is putting on Meme. She has been just going for those left well Tetrises, and it paid off as she transitions cleanly back to the right side.
Yeah, no burns needed on that. But now both players are stacking a level 20 Meme, knocks down a Tetris. Alex T currently up by just over 3 Tetrises and running into actually a minor slowdown here.
Having a little bit of difficulty over here. Oh, actually, well, it works out for Alex if he can get a line bar coming up very soon.
Wait patiently.
Again, there it is. Boom, Tetris for Alex T.
Let's go ahead and set up. Oh, nice discipline. Decided to wait just long enough for that piece that he wanted to come.
Yeah, both players playing really well here in the post, 19 speeds. Sometimes players increase their efficiency at this rate, or at this speed.
You also see it all the time. Alex glancing over to seeing what Meme is doing.
Using that extra bandwidth to know exactly how much aggression to throttle against the opponent.
See if Meme's in trouble and to see, or if Meme is ahead in lines. There's so much information you can get from a glance.
Right. Good. Oh, missed the tuck on the eyepiece. Not a big problem. As you can see, just getting right in there, but
Losing a little bit of efficiency in the process.
and the biggest problem is that she needs every little bit to be able to keep up with Alex.
Brilliant there from Alex T. Now we're separated by just over a Tetris. Meme. Wow, I like the way that she's trying to solve this, but the pieces aren't quite giving her what she wants or needs.
Yeah, it's going to be a triple there. And
Might end up going for row 2 here.
Yeah, for sure. There it is, and just in time. And she is now going to go for a little bit of burn here. Actually, no, she might actually be going back to it.
C-spin, beautiful pieces, and a light piece to follow would be perfect.
yeah.
And there it is, Tetris for Meme.
Now, will she keep this or, going into level 9?
There you go, perfect timing. And J piece.
Well transferred.
Alex T running into a couple of issues, but he finds all the right pieces now looking for an L or a J. Didn't have enough
is caught up here. She was down by many more Tetrises earlier, but now less than a single Tetris.
Alex T with the 1,000,000 points as we close in on level 29. There it is, Tetris for Alex T.
Column 4.
And, well, Alex T going to go for it. Well, developing it.
Yeah.
Going into level 29. Meme now looking for the long bar. One line to burn. She's trying to find the ideal way to burn it out. Opens up the well. There is a drop forming a beat. But that left side is still a huge concern as Alex T also encountering some issues.
We're trying not to create dependencies here when you're not all the way at the bottom.
And both players are going to down stack after a very turbulent level 9 or level 29 transition.
Yeah, just the fact that they can play at this speed is, like, I would call it superhuman, except obviously humans are doing this right now. Tetris for meme.
Alex T looking for the long bar.
Gets it.
Finds the light.
One
And
Tetris.
another one. And an execution tuck as well.
Every time you think that maybe this is the chance for meme that Alex will falter, he comes right back. There's a misdrop right there from Alex.
A rare one. He's been playing so well.
Wait, I get locked out.
Alex T
Cleans it up.
Yeah. Nice, nice.
get on the first. He now opens up the lead to just over a Tetris, but is having to do just a small amount of burning. Alex T now Tetris ready and knocks it down, putting the lead back down.
There's a Tetris for meme. And now it needs another eyepiece. There it is. Boom, Tetris for meme and boom,
Tetris for
Tetris for Alex.
And Alex is also behind in line, so
There is more time for Alex, yes. Okay, Tetris for Alex.
Oh, nice.
a couple of roughly timed passes.
Boom, Tetris for meme.
Alex T, okay, great pieces right there. Oh, with a couple of missions. Tetris, let's go.
And Alex, again, just looked absolutely unbeatable.
That's how this happens. Meme, Alex T, give it up.
I mean, phenomenal. Beat all the way to the point. Yeah, and never gave up. I think just true embodiment of the spirit of competition.
That match right there, she was behind so early on, and she just started doing the work and caught all the way back up, took the
On
lead.
29 speeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unimaginable.
But just absolutely
skill there.
mind-blowing play. Everybody in the house over here, let's hear it for Meme and Alex T. One more time for Alex T and Meme. Let's hear it. Cannot be angry if you gave everybody such an amazing match like that. Just wonderful play from Meme and Alex T again. Two-time back-to-back CTW champion from 2024 to 2025. And again, with the level of play that we see from everybody, I think to get that back-to-back is incredible.
Yeah, we haven't had. It's the first one since Dawn did that was online. This is the first live one since Joseph did it.
Yeah, well, Joseph, right? Oh, yeah. Sorry, not Joseph, Joseph, sorry.
And then there's Jonas before that, so very few have done it, only 3.
Amazing, absolutely amazing play. But you know what? I know everybody
you. You're a megastar, like Chris Bidwell said. You kind of forecast the Jonas Cup, you know. Let's talk about the journey that you've been on over the past year. You came here in last year, 2024, and you kind of finished in round 1, I think it was an exit, or round 16. Then you come in here and you've been just on a tear, really. And the time before that too, you just really win. You've just been on this onslaught. What has changed for you from 2024 to 2025 to get to this point?
A lot of it, I really struggled a lot with just sort of picking up rolling for the first few years. It really felt like I couldn't get anywhere, but then just something just clicked, and then everything just happened. Things happen.
Yeah, things certainly have happened for you. You've been on a trajectory to the top, and now here it is, the pinnacle. You've made it to the finals of CTWC. Was that ever in your aspirations, going back to when I first saw you play in 2021 with the Wimpy Kid book, tapping around and facing off against the legend Richie, right? In your wildest dreams, did you think you'd be here on the stage right now?
Oh, definitely not. Like, am I dreaming right now? Like, I don't know. Like, I've always been sort of super clumsy, super awkward, and like Tetris has been the first game I've ever really like excelled at, and so it feels, I don't know, it just feels unreal that I'm like playing on the big stage, that I can compete with people like Alex T, and so I don't know, I would not, I don't know.
Well, it sounds like the fans going to say to you, real quick, one last thing. The community, we always talk about the Tetris community and as a whole and how wholesome it is. Why don't you talk about, from your perspective, all these people that you've engaged with over the weekend and through our socials and discords? What does it mean to you to be a part of it?
So, I don't know, I've always really struggled with fitting in, like, finding a community, and, like, again, this has been sort of, like, I feel like Tetris has kind of changed my life in a lot of ways. Like, I went from just sort of, like, being kind of a loner, in a way, just sort of struggling, not really having many friends, and now there's a whole, like, community of people who, like, apparently really love me, and grateful to everyone. Thank you guys so much for coming out and supporting me. I love you guys so much. Oh my god.
There is one more thing. I would be remiss if I don't do this, right? This is a long journey that we've gone on. It's a grueling grind to get to CTWC, but it doesn't stop for you there, right? I think you got another event coming up in about a month from now, right? We have the open event that we're just doing. I think you're going to Germany, is that correct?
Oh, yes. That is the DAS World Championships in Cologne, Germany. I will be competing. I was invited from getting a really high placement in the Jonas Cup, which was basically the North American DAS tournament, and so I will be playing. This will be my first time actually to Europe, so I'm super excited.
And you're going along with your parents, backboard and schooling, so this is going to be tremendous. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to me and your second place finisher at CTWC. Come and get your trophy. Presentation. He already grabbed the trophy, so now it's not clean anymore, but come on up, champ. Ladies and gentlemen, rise one more time. It's time to acknowledge your tribal king of classic Tetris. that since Dog did it online in 2020 and 2021. How does it feel to accomplish this? And not only that, but you ran through everybody. You didn't drop a game at all.
Well, it was a lot of work, a lot of practice before the tournament. Well, now I finally did it.
I was just talking about that practices where, some would say that, coming into the few months of CTWC,
What do I do with those Parmesan
games were a little lackluster, but the last, I would say, month or so, you've got locked in. What have you really put to it?
Honestly, it's just not part of. It's just not also the way I play, but my mindset into the tournaments was really good. I try to put focus onto just me thinking I'm the best and all, and no one can stop me.
Good mindset to have as a world champion, right? I think you told Vince before, he was like, hey, do you want your homies to come out? Or he said, no, bro, I'm a lone wolf. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm like a lone wolf, and I'm like a huge storm that no one can defend.
In the last year, you won the world championship last year. This year, again, the back-to-back. What is next on your docket for Classic Tetris?
Well, there's this one achievement that only Dog has, and I'm going for that rebirth.
The champ will go for rebirth now. Alex, the floor is yours. It's your words, the final words for us tonight.
I'm the new champion. Wait, no, I'm not the new champion. I'm the champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 2025 World Champion, back-to-back, Alex
I just remember a match whose dies Surely he won't notice the whole surely he won't notice the Parmesan. It's staying here.
Back to you, James, Curtis, and Sharky. Sign us off, please.
I've been using this word a lot, the dichotomy. We had the most wholesome interview with me, and then you start throwing gummies at Alex D. What is happening over here? Oh man, but I mean, guys, what did you think of this weekend here? Like, what stood out to you the most this weekend?
The energy, the vibes, just everything taken
Yeah, what about you, Sharky?
For me, I think it just has to be the elevation of everything. Last year, we were like, we don't know how it can get better than this. I don't think it got just better. I think everything was elevated to a new high. That there's nothing more I can use to describe it.
Yeah.
But the crowd here, the players, the skill, everything is just better.
Yeah, I mean, again, the passion this year was off the charts. I mean, again, the emotions, you can tell it's just like playing their heart out because this is a game they love so much, and it's more than just that too. Because I mean, honestly, when Meme was talking about everybody in the world deserves to have a place where they feel like they belong.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times when you can find that here in a gaming community like this, whether it's small or ginormous, it's so eye-opening. Like you discover that, you know, there's just so much joy and so much camaraderie to be had. So again, I love what Meme said, and I think it's just so important for this community.
That's exactly the same thing. I was thinking, her words exactly was Tetris changed my life. That is something that I personally can relate to multiple times, many times over. And the biggest part about that now is being a part of this family and being able to use it to help change other lives in that positive spirit and with that love that we all share for Tetris.
I can definitely resonate with that because I mean, Tetris changed my life. For sure. I mean, for one,
Alex, can I get a picture with you with the trophy?
Yeah, by the way, those hand warmers.
Bro, did they?
Here, wait. What? Here. I got it.
Good work, good work.
Alex, come back, come back.
Okay, I guess I got
My picture is
Yeah, I flew in today. I have to fly out at
Wait,